Hey, Sun Devil fans, Brad Denny with 3TV, CBS 5, and the Speak of the Devils podcast here. And welcome back to another episode of the Speak of the Devils Sitdown series, where I bring you in-depth, one-on-one conversations with key players, coaches, and other figures within Sun Devil athletics. Movements and catchphrases are cool and all, but unless there's some tangible production behind them, they just don't mean a whole lot. Thankfully for Arizona State, the Texas-to-Tempe movement is starting to bear fruit. Among the many Texans that have started to make their mark in the maroon and gold is defensive tackle CJ Fite. He played a key reserve role as a true freshman in 2023, and heading into this season, CJ has not only emerging as a key team leader, but also well positioned to be a focal point of the Sun Devil defensive line. On this episode, CJ and I discuss his growth as a freshman, his growing leadership role, his new position coach, the Dallas chicken spot that he thinks the Valley needs, and so much more. So let's get to it. Here's my conversation with CJ Fite. All right, here with ASU defensive lineman CJ Fite. So got to start off with a big, important question. What do you think your rating should be in the new EA Sports college football game?
I'd say I'd be satisfied with anywhere, because I know how Deshaun played. So Deshaun, he had a crazy year. So he'd probably be around. I give them about high 80s, low 90s, because they're gonna give the higher ratings to the bigger players. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was around like low 80s, a little like maybe highest 84.
Okay, with a lot of growth potential, of course. So those midseason updates will really bump you up.
Yes, for sure.
Good deal. So obviously, in this offseason, the team is working hard, getting ready for the season, but you guys are in there having a lot of fun, kind of divided up in the team, just like last offseason. And you have the honor of being a team captain. Pretty, unique for a young guy like yourself, just heading into your second season. What is it? Is that something that you've embraced? Is that leadership role kind of come naturally to you, or how did that come about to be named team captain?
Well, it's an experience for sure. I mean, I've always been kind of put into the leadership role from just high school, just playing. People will always came to me for things, or I was put in a position to lead, and it's nothing I was shy away from. I for sure I like the challenge, I like being able to lead and being able to be seen as a leader by Coach Dilly, and be able to be a team captain is something I'm excited for, and I'm glad I'm able to do it. It helps me and it helps the team, so I'm happy.
How would you describe your leadership style?
I'm more of a chill, pick up a player, but if I need to get into somebody, I'll go ahead and do it. Because I don't like to yell too much, because I know everybody doesn't react the same. So that's why Coach Dilly, he's made sure everybody knows everybody, and you should know how everybody reacts to certain things. You have to know how to talk to certain people. So that just comes from knowing your teammates, though. So I'm more chill, laid back, but some people don't respond to chill, laid back. So you have to take that step forward, and so you just take the step forward and do what you have to do.
Have you taken anything, maybe from playing for Coach Dilly this past season? Maybe some of the leadership things that you've seen from him, maybe incorporated into your own leadership skills?
It's really just building relationships. You'll be able to lead more if you have that relationship with somebody. They respect you a lot more and listen to you if they know you and you know them. You go way back with somebody, you have a younger teammate, and you actually take the time to sit with them. He say he's a hothead, and you actually have the time to sit with him, and you've been with him. Say on Saturdays, Sundays, y'all are together by just y'all two or with another group of friends. I mean, it's just you have a different another level of respect from him, so he'll listen to you more than somebody he just sees only at practice. So that's it.
Typically, leadership, often will come from, the older guys in the program, the upperclassmen. But, as a true sophomore yourself, how have you seen the guys kind of react to your leadership as well? And I believe, Sean Naa is another true sophomore that's coming in that's also in a team captain position. So what is it like just kind of being one of the younger guys on the team, but still also elevated into a leadership role?
I mean, it really goes back to respect still. All the players on the team, they respect us. They saw us go through what we went through last year. We all went through the same thing, and they saw we didn't shy away from the challenges we were put through. Because Sean, he was put through where he came in the summer. And he was put in the fire with the injuries on the O-line. So everybody has a respect for him just for being able to play at the level he played at and not backing down, that you gain a level of respect from everybody. And so I guess it was the same from on my end. Everybody respects it. So I just keep working so I can keep gaining respect from the team, so I can keep leading and help the team in any way I can.
How's the team doing in the competition so far this offseason?
Oh, we're working. I'll say that. After the first team comp, that set us back, but we've been working ever since. We haven't gave up or anything. There's no reason to give up. You just keep fighting to the end. But we've been working. Today we had a good day. Won a good bit of drills. Won the tug of war against the other team. But actually, number one team. We made them work.
Good deal. As a newcomer a season ago, another year right now with a number of new faces, having that experience of, kind of being, a newer part of the program. What kind of advice or how are you acting as kind of one of the team leaders to get all these newcomers this season kind of into the fold and everybody onto the same page?
It's really just bringing the culture, like letting them understand the culture. I had to learn the culture from really Coach Dilly was just now putting the culture in when I was coming in. So it's kind of just moving the culture on to the next year and the next wave of people coming. You have to let them know what the culture is and what the rules are and how we do things. And they're gonna come along because they once again respect me. We've been with each other every day of this whole time. So you grow a relationship with everybody. So it's not like when you have to tell them, hey, we do it like this. Like they're gonna respect it. Yeah, are you right? What do you do? So it's just they just come along. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing hard. With the people he recruits and the type of people he recruits and the players, they're gonna come along with it. It's just a matter of getting to know it.
So with a year of experience under your belt, how has your approach to this offseason maybe evolved from this point a year ago, in last offseasons?
Last offseason, it was I'd say it was rough last offseason, just coming in, kind of scared, lack of confidence. So after this first year, I've gained a lot more confidence, and I've had time to focus on the smaller things. First time coming in, I was more of, I have to do this, this, and this, and it's like the big picture. Like I have to learn the playbook. I have to learn how the weight room goes, learn how the facility goes, the culture. But now it's more of, I know all these things. What can I do to make myself better? So now Tuesdays and Saturdays, I can do extra stuff with some of the other D linemen just to make myself better. It's not as much stress on myself. Now I can actually enjoy myself, be comfortable, and do things where I could fine tune.
Now that you've acclimated to this level, and as you mentioned, kind of have had that comfort level, what has been kind of the focus of your off-season work? What are the things that you're specifically targeting individually in the course of this off-season? Maybe working with Coach Joe and the strength staff and just everything to better yourself and take that year 2 leap.
With Coach Joe and the strength staff, I've really been trying to focus on explosion and speed. And outside and on the football field, it's been more of hand placement and eyes. Those are the biggest things I've been working on that I feel would elevate my game this next year.
So looking back at last season, you come in and kind of find your role in the defensive line. What were some of the biggest adjustments? Just making the leap up from Texas high school football to the Power 5 football, Pac-12 football.
It's more of learning how to, I'd say, do your job. But coming from high school, and usually like anytime somebody comes from a high school goes to a big school, usually they're like they always get looked upon to make those plays happen, like make all the plays happen. So now it's good where you can actually do your job, and you can it's pretty much just doing your job. That was the biggest part. I mean, I wouldn't just pick me guy in high school football for sure, not at all. I still did what the coaches asked me to do, but now it's more of a respect for the dudes next to you because Coach Ward's instilled it. It's like you do your job and don't worry about anything else. My biggest thing coming in, I said eye placement. I was always looking in the backfield. So a part of doing your job is beating the man in front of you first and then going to make a play. Not boom, looking in the backfield, oh, I see him now. That's what most of high school was. So I'm not saying I have respect for people in high school. It was more of knowing what it meant to respect. Because I didn't know I didn't know I didn't show much respect just from I'm looking in the backfield and really I shouldn't be. And I've learned coming out here that once you do that, it's like you're messing up your team, messing up the teammates. So I've learned that part really.
Who are some of the, maybe the veteran guys in that D line room that, kind of helped you along, get you acclimated, and perhaps some of the advice that they gave to you that helped you in year one?
It was for sure Michael Matus, Anthony Cooper, Garen Stansberry, and Deshaun Mallory. All four of those, they've helped me. And the ones that are still here, they're still helping me. But Matus and Deshaun, they played and they helped me. With Sean came in the summer, so Matus and Coop really helped me in the spring, and Coop still helping now. But for sure, those four.
What were some of the pieces of advice, perhaps that you have found most valuable to you so far?
Coop's biggest thing is just not thinking too much. When I first came in, I was just in my head all the time. He's always told me like to chill, and it's always like small things he'll throw. Like we were in a weight room, we're doing power cleans. Like, hey, when you're down there, you're down there too long. You're thinking about it too much, and he's like, just reset and go back in. Don't think about it so much. So it's like little things every day they'll just throw on you, and it really makes sense once you think about it.
So then, of course, you get in the flow, you find a role and get some playing time. Did you kind of expect to be playing as much as you did in year one?
I did not. I just came in from spring, out of high school into spring. I was going to do as much as I can. And once I was put in the position and I had the opportunity, then I couldn't shy down from it. So I took it and ran with it, just try to do my best. And I'm just still trying to grow from it.
A lot of guys will talk about, when they make the jump up to the college football level, that it takes some time, but there's a moment or two where kind of the game slows down a little bit and you feel more in the groove. And was there a specific moment for you that you remember that, or was it kind of more of a gradual thing as you continue to get a lot of playing time?
I say after the Cal game, when I think it was it was the Washington game. Washington. It was Washington, I'm pretty sure. There was one game that Cooper went down. We were away. It was either Cal or Washington. Cooper went down. And that's when it was early in the game. So the rest of the game, I was running with Deshaun most of the time. And it was an experience. I never had that many plays like in the game at that time. So being able to have that really helped me. So I got to see a lot more. So after that, everything pretty much slowed down for me. I was a lot more comfortable, I'd say.
What were some of your favorite moments from your freshman season?
Washington game for sure. That Washington game, we played good, sound defense. Everybody, like I said, everybody did their 111, and everybody did their job, and you could tell just by the performance that was put out. It still hurts, but it was a good experience.
Yeah, obviously, kind of a weird way for that game to end. But what did it mean to a defense that you guys you kept them out of the end zone, and then you see this team that from there go make a run to the national championship game, but knowing that you guys were able to lock down Penix and crew.
Well, it just gives us, it shows what we can do once we do what we're supposed to do. It gives us it sets the bar for us that we can reach every week, and so we play like this, so we know we can. Now we need to keep going there and stay there, and not fall off. So it just makes us play better. I'd say keeps us motivated.
Now, when you look back at 2023, your freshman season, and you look kind of at in totality, how do you evaluate the job that you did? What's your kind of a self-evaluation of freshman year?
Obviously, there's lots to improve on, but I'm not gonna knock it. I still give myself, I guess, a little props. I mean, I wasn't very satisfied. It wasn't until I talked with a coach, and then he kind of told me, start talking to me. But obviously I want to do a lot better this next season and season after, and just keep growing.
What have you seen kind of the impact of this Texas-to-Tempe pipeline that you're obviously a part of? Another wave of Texans joining this Sun Devil roster this season. What kind of impact is this movement having with Sun Devil football?
Big. It's big when you can get good recruits, and we've got some good recruits out of Texas, and even transfers that went to other schools and still from Texas and are here. So it's big to get some, especially to get some people who come from the same background and know things that other people don't. It's good. It just brings another way to bond the locker room, and it's big for the recruitment and the future of this program.
Did it help you at all last year, knowing that you got a bunch of guys with kind of a similar, background as you got acclimated not just to, life as a student athlete at the college level, but just like life out here in a different state?
Sir, for sure. I say the Texas-to-Tempe and just the South in general. You click with the people in the South. I clicked with the whole team, but it was first coming in. I didn't really want to do too much coming in, so I was more laid back. And so the South, it was like we clicked instantly. Everybody from the South. So, it's.
What makes Texas players different? I've asked this question to a couple other guys, on the roster that are from Texas, and so I'm just kind of curious what your take is. Just what is it about, coming from Texas, coming up through the rigors of the high school football scene there? How are Texas players built different?
I think it's more of a mindset thing. Everybody's always said Texas football is different. Texas football is different. So I think you have to act like Texas football is different. You can't say Texas football is different and you just walking around not doing anything and not playing the game at a different level. So I think having that voice in your ears, like I'm from Texas, I'm supposed to be different. So I think it's more of that. But they're like that's on like the lower end of Texas football, like the 3As and the down. But once you go to 4A, 5A, 6A, that's when you're playing like totally different football. So I think that's when that level comes where, boom, I'm playing all these dudes. They're going to schools in the Power 5 also. So you playing against like guys also. So from 4A to 6A is like you're playing against different people that are like different. And from like 3A to 2A, those are like, I gotta have the mindset and I gotta play different.
I was talking to Sean recently, a California guy, and I kind of asked him about it. He says that it's a bit of a friendly rivalry, maybe some of the California guys and Texas guys. What's your view on kind of that dynamic with the Sun Devil locker room? With the kind of, historically ASU has built a lot through California, but now obviously in the last couple of years, seems that pendulum might have swung towards Texas.
Exactly. We're always arguing with the Cali dudes, and the Louisiana people try to chip in, but everybody knows Texas football is the best. They don't know why we even have the argument, to be honest.
What spots in Texas, what restaurants or food spots that in Texas do you miss the most that you think the Valley could really use?
Let's see. So I'm from a small town, so I don't see too much. But when I do get out, I'd say Babe's Chicken in Dallas. Babe's Chicken, that's nice. And that's really all I can think about right now. Anytime we go to Dallas, we always go to Babe's. So I'd say Babe's.
Good deal. Obviously when you look ahead to this upcoming season, new defensive line coach, but before we talk about Coach Reynolds, what kind of impact did Coach Amy have on your game and your development in his 1 year coaching?
He helped me big time. Just coming in and being able to get coached by him was an experience for sure. He taught me so much, and the way he taught me was the biggest thing. Obviously, having experience playing at ASU is the stories, and not even the stories, but obviously like him coaching from experience. He can show you and tell you, I used to do this, I used to do this. And he was a power guy also, so he always tell, I'm a power guy. I consider myself a power guy, and he's a power guy. So he'd always show me and tell me things about himself, what worked for him. That it was big hearing that from a guy that played the sport and played a similar game. And it's big, just it's good for to feel more comfortable in the system and having him as a coach.
Beyond that similarity in play style, you mentioned, of course, he was an ASU alum and he was part of that special team that made a run to the Rose Bowl. Did he help kind of get you acclimated in terms of the off the field component of what it means to be a Sun Devil and an appreciation of the history of the program and the kind of the mantle that you guys now carry?
Oh yes, sir, for sure. Him and Coach Marcus, well, not Coach Marcus, but he's always in there. I always call him Coach sometimes. But them two, they always showing love. Obviously they love ASU, so them going around, you always know when they're there. They always throw up the forks, and especially when we were learning the fight song, they were in there. It's like booing us and stuff because it didn't sound good enough. It wasn't up to their standards. So showing us that and the brotherhood that comes to ASU and the love you have to get from playing for ASU. That's what they showed us day in and day out.
And of course, a new position coach this season, and Coach Reynolds. Obviously, you're still early on, just here a couple months, but some early impressions of your new position coach and his resume.
Oh, I love him already. Coach Reynolds, he's a great guy. He's a great coach. We've learned so much already just from doing walkthroughs. He's showed us film, and he showed us film on old and new. How it's the stuff from when Reggie White was playing is still in, and like people like current players have adapted also, and they just either keep it the same or they make it their own. So it's really good for him to show us more, and he's good with pass rush. Obviously, he did the pass rush summit with Von Miller. So that's obviously I'm happy for that because that's like one of the biggest things I need to work on in my game is my pass rush. So being able to learn from him in that area also is big.
What are your thoughts on some of the new D linemen that are coming in, joining that room?
It's going to be exciting. We have a lot of guys, a lot of talented guys. They came from all over. We have some high school, we got some transfers. So there's a lot of depth in the room. Younger to older. So it's big to have that flexibility in the room.
How dangerous can this group of Sun Devil defensive linemen be this year now that, the returning guys have, like yourself, have another year of comfort and familiarity in the defensive scheme, a new coach that it can brings up a fresh perspective and some, great track record of development. And then, as you mentioned, some of these very talented newcomers.
It's going to be crazy. People are going to see some things for sure. And we strive to be the best position group on the field. So it's not to set us apart from the other team, but you always want to be the best at what you do. So it's we just bring obviously that's from last year. We've said that from last year. So we're bringing that into this year, and we're just going to keep growing from it. We've been growing, working out with each other this whole time, training with each other, working with each other. So we've built a brotherhood, and I feel it's going to keep building, especially Camp T. Camp T is where last year we got super close with the last D-line. So just having the closest from the people that are still here and bringing in the new guys and making them feel more comfortable also and feel like that brotherhood, that's going to be big, and it's going to be unstoppable.
Later on this month, we got the start of spring ball kicking up. What are the things that you want to show your coaches, Kenny, Coach DC Brian Ward, and of course your new position coach? What are the things that you want to make sure that you get done in those 15 practices?
Well, I just got to show that I've been working and I'm ready to keep going and keep growing in my game. I don't want to plateau or stall out at all. I'm going to keep growing and keep getting better, for sure.
And of course, with the move to the Big 12, that's back to the kind of the part of the country you're familiar with. What are your thoughts on maybe leaving the pack behind, but the future in the Big 12, and obviously you have, I believe, 3 games this season in the state of Texas in your home state. It's
exciting, especially growing up. That's all I really watched. I didn't know much about the Pac-12, but I'm excited I'm here now. Well, I guess not here now. I'm glad I was able to play there last year. Yeah. It was an experience just to learn, just to say I did, and now back to the Big 12. It's like I'm getting even more comfortable. I know these schools. I've watched these schools, and so it's fun. It's experience, and I get to go play at my mom and dad's alma mater. My sister also, she graduated from there too, so it's big. It's going to be fun.
So when you look ahead to this upcoming 2024 season, what are the things that you want to make sure that you accomplish and you're able to look back at your second year as a Sun Devil and be like, I did that?
I just want to be able to help the team more, be more productive so I can obviously help the team. Last year, it was more just filling in a spot. I mean, I was there. So this year I want to be more productive so I can help the team more and make more plays for them.
I'd like to thank CJ for taking the time to talk with me for this episode. I'd also like to thank Jeremy Hawks of ASU Media Relations. Make sure you are subscribed to Speak of the Devils on the podcast platform of your choice for more great episodes featuring a variety of Sun Devil athletes from a variety of Sun Devil sports. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at bdenny29.